Welcome back, everybody. I don't know why my camera's not on. Should be on. There we go. Alrighty. Today we are back with another little stream where we will be going over some setups, some possible names that could play out, and we will also cover some ICT higher highs and lows. Just a little bit of structure in terms of the market. So let's take a look-ski at what we did today. All right. First of all, something that we did outlined on stream last night. I said, okay, this was this morning. We said, okay, we can come down, take this level. That's what we did. And they came up. We also had another one where we initially rejected this right there. So that's perfect. All right, beautiful. And then we also had this whole run up, right? Came up to this liquidity right there, rejected back down, obviously sold back into the range a little bit, and then continued up. So we're still watching this level for our upside. So let's see what we do tomorrow with it. That's kind of our level to watch, as well as the previous day high, right? Want to make sure and see how we're interacting with that previous day high. If we're going to close above it, below it. So far, we are below it, even on the 4 hour. That's not 74 hour, 4 hour. We were liking that wick to the top that it sent. We have some liquidity to the bottom, so I don't know if they give us another open high, low close, but we already had a kind of open low. So right now we're looking a little bit higher, but let's see how it plays out. This week is a little undecided. You saw the price action this morning and how that played out. So what do we do? Let's drop down to our 5 minute. Let me grab a drinky poo of water, and then we'll begin our discussion. I made a tea this time to make sure. Some, what is it? It's like a pineapple something green tea. It's like actual full leaf. Smacking. So, all right, let's take a look-see here. What do we have? We had an overnight low right there. That was our Asian session low. Over here, that's what we were looking for right there, right? So we were kind of combining our higher time frame and our lower time frame. On our higher time frame, if we're looking at 9 a.m., this candle came into this fair value gap. We outlined this range right there, that London session range, right? So what do we have? We had confluence with a higher time frame, fair value gap. We had LRLR to the bottom. And then we also had that OTE right here on that 15-minute or 5-minute, whichever range you wanted to measure, but that top to bottom. So what did price do at 9:30? Came into it, or like 9:45, came into it, rejected back down. We still had those levels, that LRLR. We took those trades right there. That was phenomenal. All right, reverse from there. After we took that liquidity, what we were looking for is either a continuation up, right? This was a pretty nasty sell. I mean, quite a volatile day today, which was good to see. But also it was like, whoa, holy shit. We haven't had that in a little bit. I mean, not since last week, but still. So Tuesday journal, right? Like we talked about yesterday, building our habits. We're saving that because we're going to go over those tomorrow. And then we were also talking in the Discord. We're like, okay, well, we need to break this level and displace below it. That's what we did. We continued lower, took that level. We said, okay, possible for outside day as long as we hold below this level. We did not do that. On the 1 minute, you can see similar thing as yesterday, except it was more of like a fair value gap and a little breaker block as well. So we had this breaker block, right? A concept that we have discussed previously on our live streams. You can check those out on papertraders.io. Scroll down to the bottom of the page, and there's going to be a little link that's going to send you to our YouTube channel, and it's linked directly to the live sessions. So you can check those out and see for yourself the things that we have discussed. Everything's labeled, everything's by day, so check those out. In March, we did those basics of those ICT basics, and this month in April, we're going to cover more of like market structure and liquidity. So Anyways, right over here we had a little breaker, so we said, okay, well, this is almost your silver bullet trade setup too, because it's the very first fair value gap on your lower time frame, right? Liquidity has swept. We shifted. We had a market structure shift right here, or yeah, a little market structure shift. It's on the 1 minute, right? Not higher time frame, but we're still taking it with a grain of salt. One contract could have had I mean, it's a decent stop, right? Even if you're taking it off of there. That's where I took my longs. I sold them off over here, and I was content with that. We took some shorts, we took some longs. See that 1 minute, or with those news, it was a little scary with everything coming out, with how that news candle manipulated. This one was a little nasty. We were seeing some up and down price action there. But after that, it was beautiful. Clear skies up above. I'm sure if we even throw a fib, we probably reach like a -1, -1.618 on the top of that. If we do something like this, and then we go to this, and we go to standard deviation, just about -1. Yeah, content with that. But right now, right, and then over here, this was when we retraced. That's what we were talking about with that wick. That's where we retraced into the OTE of this range. Right here, that's 618. Also that Globex open. So that was good. Right now, let's see how they want to play it out. We've swept previous day high. So what we want to watch for is either us breaking up above previous day high and holding above it and breaking above this 19,611.75 level and holding above it, or we're just going to sell from there. Possibly retrace into this little fair value gap. You know, we can consolidate, take top of Asia, and then continuation down tomorrow or overnight, whichever way they want to play it. But I'm entertaining the idea of a possible outside day here. Actually, let's leave this fair value gap, or the inverse fair value gap, rather. We'll leave that there. So far, this bullish fair value gap is holding, right? What do we got to the upside? Just those same levels that we have discussed previously. That's what we have on that 4 hour, right? This would be that. I think that was the 618 of the range, or this was 618. One of those was of that range that we have discussed. 4.5. Yeah, 7 to 5, just right around those levels. Says where we would want to look for rejection, or right here is perfectly fine too. You know, we're not going to complain about that. We're inside. Oh, you know what? I am almost liking that to still continue to the downside. It's like similar shit that we did right here. See, like we put in that wick, we're like, okay, yeah, that looks decent for a reversal because we swept liquidity, and then we could never clear above those levels, so then we continue down. So we could be looking for a very similar setup. I mean, this weekly is strong so far, but it's Wednesday, so we could have that Wednesday being high of the week and then just continue down from there. Even though, yeah, that 4 hour never really had a dang. So, yep. We're not taking anything, or I'm not taking anything overnight. Not even macro. We can do a paper, right? Just to test our theory. Like whatever, right? I can take a paper, I can put a stop loss right there. But you see how fucking huge your stop loss is, and then we can do previous day low, right? That's just playing on the idea of the possible outside day. But that's all we're gonna play with for right now. The rest of it we're gonna do with our London session, or not London session, but New York session. So previous day low will remain the target. Possible this daily wick, I believe, is that what we outlined? Yeah. So this daily wick, right, we want to see maybe tap 50% of it and then go from there. But as soon as we start displacing below that 50%, we're going for more lows. And that's leading us more into those 1700s, that 18474, 18083. we're looking that low. With the data that we have coming out tomorrow, what do we got? Non-farm employment changes at 6:15, and then Trump speaks at 2 p.m. That's not Eastern time. That's Mountain time. So whatever, 8:15 data, and then 4 p.m. data. So right at market close, Trump is going to say something. So it's going to be interesting. No like intraday news or things like that. We'll see how she goes. All right. Let me check something like that. All right. So now, quick thing. If you guys are new here, or if you guys are not new here, retweet, please, and like it, please, and share it with your friends, please. We want to grow this. You see the callouts that we're making. Just retweet it, share it. It takes whatever, like 30 minutes is our typical stream time, and then 8 minutes in the morning. Just give you a quick outline of the market. Tune in, listen up, just see, take what resonates. You don't have to, you don't have to subscribe or anything. Just if you guys gain value, spread the message. That's all that we ask for. We'd appreciate that greatly. And if you guys are not following Hazed Beats, make sure you do so. If you guys are not following Big Timmy Hedge on Twitter, make sure you do so as well. And if you're not following at the Paper Traders, make sure you do so as well, because we do little giveaways. We just did one. Don't expect another one to happen for a little while, but check out the website and you might see a little banner up top giving you a little something, and you presenting you with a little opportunity to come join us for a week, for a month, whatever you choose. All right. So let's see. Crypto, we long Doge last night on stream. So we got a good, I think, what am I at? 63%, 40%. It was at 63 earlier. Well, that was pretty solid. Sold a little bit. Actually, let me check it out. Let me see where our little, okay. So we're rejecting our magic blue line. We're so kind of above it, but we've been known to go above it a little bit. SMA. Little Timmy trickster. Little Timmy trick. I won't expose his secret. That one's a sacred one to him. All right. What else? All right. So let's dive into our structure. I'm trying to see time frame wise what we should do. So let me actually copy this indicator to the break of structure one, which is the Lex Algo Smart Concept copy. Let me smack that boy on here. Okay. Right there. So break of structure, all right, that is going to be every time. So there's two different things. I have a little image that I still refer to, right, because we have a break of structure and we have an actual market structure shift. All right, let me make sure I'm giving you guys the right information. So break of structure is more of a continuation, right? So it's where we're going from uptrend to downtrend. So uptrend is us making higher highs and higher lows, which is what we're going to discuss today. And then tomorrow we're going to discuss that downtrend, which is lower lows and lower highs, right? That's what defines that. And then our market structure shift or change of character is where we go from, is where we break above that lower high, right? And that's our reversals, right? So break of structure is more of a continuation. That's where we break that higher high, like where we put in a higher low and then break that higher high. And then our market structure shift is where we break that lower high with a higher high. So that's what that is, right? So that's where you see this break of structure, right? Because we can see markets over here, right? We put on low, we have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Then we break structure over here, put in a higher high, and then we start descending, right? There's our lower high or lower low, lower high, and then we continue doing that, right? Lower low, lower high. There's our change of character, and there's our final break of structure, right? Where we change completely, where that's a higher low. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Fuck. Yeah, literally. Lower low, lower high, lower low, right? And then we kind of continue up. So that's more of sort of just like looking for a trend generally, right? Making sure, okay, well, what is my structure doing? You can typically see it. You will see this structure support. So like those higher highs are going to support those lower highs. So right here, right, we have this low, high, lower high, higher high, right? So the next lower high should hold, right? And that's what we do. We come into it. That's our lower high or a higher high, lower high. And then we continue going. And then once we start to reverse, then you can start seeing the opposite happening. All right, like over here, it's same thing, right? Low, high, lower high, higher high, lower high, higher high. And over here, you can also draw out 50%. I forgot who teaches that, but you can like draw out 50% of that last pullback leg, and typically we retrace into it, and then you can take the market from there. And then, oh my God, Tia sent that to me. It was like market structure, which is actually a really good video. It teaches you more about just like seeing the trend and the continuation of it. Gosh, where is it? Nope. I don't have that video. But some guys like Andrew or whoever to talk about that, because they're like hating on OTE and shit like that. But, you know, us being ICT traders, we still respect OTE. We still trade it. So basically like retracing, right? Similar thing over here. We have our higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. You can see it retesting that previous higher high, and just a continuation of that pattern, continuing to hold higher low, right? Because we haven't swept that liquidity. Once we start sweeping that liquidity, and like we've previously discussed in March, once we displace this, that's going to be our market structure shift, change of character, whatever you want to fucking call it. That's when you start getting that, right? And then over here, that's where you get that change of character, right? So we were going lower high, higher high, lower high, higher high, lower high, higher high. And then we kind of start to drift down. So now we're making that higher low or lower high, lower low, lower low, lower high, right? We do not displace this high. And then we just continue down. Okay, so that's like the basic premise of it. Helps you identify trend, helps you stay with the trend. So as long as you're seeing those stops, those higher highs hold, you are still in that bullish condition, right? And that's what you want to focus on, really, just that structure, the structure of seeing. If it helps you, I don't know what EMA is good. Was it like a 21 and a 9 are good for trend indication? Change this away. Yep. Oh yeah, dang, that's crazy. Holy. Yeah, what's his? So right now, technically, we're above it, right? So we're still a little bullish. Supposedly so. But in terms of like higher time frame, right? If we're looking on the 4 hour, we're still down, right? Same on the daily, right? We're still so far above it. Typically, ooh, hold up. Got a little W guy forming. Oh, ew. Don't make me do this. Ew. Ew. No, 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 no. 618, give me. Ew. If this happens, I might cry. No. We want a continuation down. But yeah, exactly. We're not gonna sit here, but this is just a funny little scenario that could possibly play out. Hee. Possible. Just a possible. Speculating, right? But what we were talking about is on that daily, right? As long as we are, let me get rid of this thing. I don't need that. As long as we are holding below the close of that previous day, not even the high. We want to see, are we holding below the close of that previous day? So that 19,598, that's we're still bullish. Or oh my god, fuck, we're bearish, or quote unquote bearish, right? We're still looking for downside. We're not like bullish bearish. We're playing whatever presents itself, because we're not necessarily swinging like our fucking nuts every which way. We're just playing what presents, right? Like we've previously streamed where, I was in shorts and Shane was still going long, on a 5-minute change of structure. It's all based on context, right? But for us, this is the context right now. On the daily time frame, we don't want to see above this level. If we start to get above that level, that's when we start, okay, that's those things that we've discussed on the 5-minute where we are, okay, are we holding the previous body closed or previous body open? And what is the candle doing? So let me actually outline that level here too. That's going to be that previous daily close. That's right there. I'm going to make it a horizontal line. Alt-H if you guys need to place a horizontal line quickly on your chart. And we were going to say above this, flip green for the day. Right? You got our level. So far rejecting it. We'll see how the night session plays out. Kind of consolidating right now. Right, we'll take our daily, whatever. But does that make sense for everyone in terms of our higher highs and lower highs? Right, and that applies to any time frame too. Right, so if we look on the 4-hour, let me get rid of all of these indicators. This is where we started doing all of these lower highs. This is when we started switching to that bearish level. We'll cover this tomorrow. But over here, while we were still going up, right, we had that we had that low, we had that high, we had that lower high, higher high, lower high, oh my god, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Then we did a little bit of a lower high. Then we came down. We still put in a higher low than this low, right? So then our continuation up, and then we started to flip from there, right? Just that little rounding formation. But just look for those. Stay tuned for those. Those are the things you want to be looking for on your charts. It's applicable across any time frame. Just depends on what you're looking for. Depends on what you're playing. But you can see every time we had those low, high, higher low, higher 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 high, higher high, and then we shifted, right? And then we retraced over here, continue dumping. So kind of look at those, test those, use those as examples. It will be helpful for you at the end of the day, right? Even just to help you identify, like on the 1 minute, you're going to see it happening a lot more often, those quote unquote trends on the 1 minute that you can follow. Other than that, I mean, that's it for me. Do we want to look at some of those stockies? Mm-hmm. Let me take a gander over here. Let's pull up. Long save as watch list. Long. Kill. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Let's go to comments. Oh, perfect. Look at that. Load it up. Okay, how many tickets? Oh, that's not bad. Cool. Let me respond to Timothy real fast. Yeah, Timmy was saying that we have a lowercase h on the daily too. So this basically what that means, honestly, or like the 4 hour is from here. We can start forming this little number and continue down. We'll save that for the history books. Okay. Now, let's look. Okay, Amazon looking pretty decent. We did break out of this little channel, right? That little trend line that we had, and that top trend line broke above it, came a little bit into it, now broke below it, retested it. So now what we want to see is probably we would want to see a retest of this trend line again and see what we want to do from there. That weekly, almost possibly maybe 180, because also the new monthly open. Could retrace though on the monthly just a little bit into it. Maybe reject right there, like that little number. Yeah. Yeah, I was looking on the weekly. I was like, I could see it going a little bit lower on it before anything. What I got? Yerk. Arc. Yeah. Honestly, with most of these, it feels like it just wants to pull back into the OTE of this leg and then continue down from there. So it's like if you are looking too long, make sure you got your stops in place, because this could go like this. So these could do. Considering we would need to make, right, what we just discussed, we would need to make a higher high and a higher low before we start to think about that upside. So think CRM. All of these got that same pattern. Weekly on CRM. Okay, yeah, that one is decent. That one's good. And hit that fair value gap right there too. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. And given it is the beginning of the week, like, or oh my god, beginning of the month, or like a new monthly open, make sure you guys play very cautiously. Fuck. Maybe I should have made a coffee. Come up that. Like something like that. Maybe. Just because those are kind of those little equal highs right there. We had displacement, right? It can make a ugly head and shoulder. Oh yeah, I see that right there. for anybody that needs a visual. There you go. DE. D's. Almost like a little. Yeah, right there. Like possibly the 4 hour. The 4 hour looks more like PO3. Swap that. Yep, that's what I was just about to say. So we'll want to see what we do once we get back up to the top. If we either reject it back down, or that's one scenario, or we displace through it, come down to it, and then continue up. Displace through it. Or if we're at the DE highs. DE highs, let's see what we got. Doku, yeah, Doku we outlined, so it's holding that. That's nice liquidity right here too, and I think that's the range OTE of this one too. So it's got the OTEception, yep. 618. I like that. Yeah, that's a strong one. I like that. Ford. I'm liking that little or black monthly. Oh yeah, monthly looks decent. Held this. Remember this level that we outlined too? Ah, look at that. Yeah, because we do have some of that consolidation over here up top. Let's see. Dang, Ford hit $26. When the fuck? True. A little American made. Yep, I like that. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that ain't bad. FSLR. What's up that liquidity? I'm liking that still. Because daily. That's a good hammer. Of that whole range. Yeah, it's like Yeah, see, like that 786 lines up pretty well with that liquidity. FSLR, SLAR, GNRC. That's a good sweep over here of that liquidity, holding that fair value gap. I'm liking that. It's a nice little soupy. Good sweep. Good soup. Yeah. This almost has like that big animal vibe, so it's good. Potentially go lower. Just like a little bit into here, into these. IBM. I'm liking those flat tops we got. Not weekly. Yeah, like that volume right there. Or that giant gap that we have. These wicks up top. Although this one swept it. That's a little sus, but I am liking it. I like that, considering we took the bottom of the range, right? So now we can come up and see the top of it too. We got next. Jets, yep. We outlined this range. We spoke about it on stream. We took this candle, right? So we can see that come up as long as that holds that 618. This one. That. Okay. Oh yeah, I see that. But and also, if we draw this, good. Nah. Or yeah, maybe we'll keep it. Right. The stupidest scenario. Is love, love, we love, love. Lovey-dovey-dove. We saw how we reacted to that OTE. So now I want to see how we react to this OTE. Possibly hit that 618, lines up with that order block right there. I like it. Hit that. There you go. Some honey love lift. LYFT. Lift. They got earnings coming up. Wednesday, April 25th. Well, in the month. Fuck. Okay, whatever. It's weekly. Microsoft looks decent for a pump on a weekly. This one looks the strongest out of all of them with how. Master on the weekly. It's kind of a decent flag we're building out too. So I could see that one. That would be a solid one. Yeah, weekly. Daily OT. 2 right there, right on the 618. Like that. Cucumber. Yeah, holding that little trend line. I technically, who was telling me? Ooh. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a solid one. Like that. Little consolidation. Could just range it in this fucking thing too. That's bucks. It's like, yeah, 786 right there. Let's see, 705. Snow. Snow weekly. That's almost OTE right there. Yeah, that's about like 618. Yep. Close. 618. Yeah. Yeah. Snow could go. Snow could snow. Team. Stat 1618 or 618. Yep. I like that. So Target. Ooh, that sweep. Yeah, I like that. Oh, monthly retrace. Yeah, monthly could retrace, but for a higher time frame, is still liking that. Yeah, monthly could come into. My God, wait, what to select? There you go. Boop. I was gonna do something like that. Mm-hmm. U-Haul, that's a nice one, OTE. Oh, sorry, UAL. I said U-Haul. What a fucking goober. Yeah, I like that. Got a little Timmy candle over here on the left side too. Ulta. Ulta, yeah, we've talked about. Yep. Yeah. Ulta and swept that liquidity. That's what we were talking about over here. Sweep that and then it can go from there. So I like that. Fiat low we had outlined as well. Came into OTE, held all of these. So I'm liking that one to the upside too. Valero, good energy. Mm-hmm. Zillow. Zillow, decent daily. Each of this, retesting that. Monthly, same thing though. That's I don't like all of these monthlies. Can't come up into this order block. All right, reject from there, 74. Some shit like that are coming to a little bit into this. Right. So XYZ, we drew out an animal on it. Daily sweep, good. Like they were holding above that. Yeah, this one could do the same thing. It's just all of these weeklies are so fucking all in the same. And the monthlies and those NQs. Zoom. Zoom weekly. Could continue consolidating over here. Monthly not bad. The inverse holding this fair value gap. What do we got now? I like that one. That one's nice and strong. Yeah. It's like 786. Yep. But as always, just make sure that whenever it opens, it holds above the close of that candle. Right? That's why we outlined this daily right here. Above this, right? Whatever chart. Same thing on Doge, right? Like if we can't hold above this close, then we're probably looking for more downside. Just saying. Oh yeah. Oracle. Good sweep. Yep. 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 So that is all we have for you guys today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys found value, if you learned something new today in trading or in anything, we should give it a little like, give it a little share. Spread the word, share with community, give it a little comment what your favorite part was. I don't know, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your fucking dog, the usual stuff. You know it. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you as always. Make sure to tune into our morning streams and to our night streams. We do one in the morning, just outlining a little pre-market levels, seeing, hey, this is how the session could play out, right? Doesn't have to happen, but here are the levels and here's the if-then plan. So make sure you tune into that. It's probably usually do those 8:30 Eastern. We're going to stick to that, right? Just right at that news cycle so that we're not trading news and we're kind of looking at those levels post-news. Sometimes I'll start them a little earlier too. On that, make sure you check out papertraders.io. On that website, if you scroll down, you can see our previous live sessions that we have done on YouTube, and you can also see the calendar. So just outlining our next classes and what we're going to cover in those. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Mark your calendars. Do whatever needs to be done. Just stay consistent with it. That's the biggest thing that it comes down to at the end of the day. Consistency is key. That's how you build habits. That's how you build good habits. Also, make sure you are following Mr. Hazed Beats on Twitter, just at Hazed Beats, not Mr. Hazed Beats. I just like to call him Mr. Yeah, to change it to Mr. Hazed Beats. Yeah, make sure you're following at Hazed Beats on Twitter. If you guys need anything in terms of website development or even developing your Discord, he's the go-to man. So hit his DMs or even whatever. Like tag him, be like, hey, can you build me a website, please? Make sure you use good words. Other than that, thank you guys so much. Check out the Discord if you guys want to join up. If you guys want to check out the community and trade with us, greatly appreciate it. We just gave away 3 lifetime subscriptions, so those people are enjoying it, I'm sure. We'll get them to post their testimonials, hold them hostage. You're like, hey, listen, if you don't post a good testimonial, we're going to take it away. I'm just kidding, by the way. But, we try to strive on that word of mouth. So if you guys are enjoying it, give it a share. Appreciate it again. And that's all I have. Sir, Mr. Hazed.